G'day everyone and welcome back to Tom's Brook Farm. So we're out here this morning to do a variety change for the, oh that's not good, the isolator was left on. A variety change, so we're swapping from Cyclops to Roslyn. And thankfully it's not 1 o'clock in the morning and it's not 3 o'clock in the morning, it's actually 5:30 in the morning. So whilst George has had a good run, it's been slow for him. He's in a slow part of the paddock and it's, you know, not quick. There's lots of rocks where he was, lots of turns, small runs, so he hasn't had the best of nights in terms of hectares, but he's had a good night where he hasn't had any blocks or anything like that. So anyway, we'll go and get this this changed over to a different variety, and we'll do a fill change, do a fill when he's empty, which might be about shift change. And we need to do a calibration on both the urea and the egg star just to make sure. George said that the urea ran out early, so we'll give that a count just to make sure. So let's get into it. The truck all full now, so we'll just head out to the paddock and then find out from George how long off a fill they are. It's currently 6:10, so I'm not really sure if you'll need one at shift change or just after, so we shall find out. Yeah, on channel, George?
Yep.
How long or when do you think it'll be that we'll need to fill that?
Not too sure. It says I've got 2 hours left on my barley, but I know there's slightly less than that, so yeah, plenty of time I guess.
Yep, no worries. Well, I probably didn't need to get up at out here at 5:30, but at least I did. It's all, you know, sorted now, ready to roll for when we do. Get my truck turned off again. For whenever we do our fill. So I'm now gonna go and get my ute, and there's also the fuel trailer down there. So we'll see if I can do a road train with this and get it up the top here. Rightio, I've got the big rig hooked up. Got Bill on my ute, and then I've got the fuel trailer on Bill. Now to get back up to the top of the paddock there without getting bogged. Should be no worries at all. Made it, piece of cake. So I'll drop this here and then Levi can grab that when they go and do shift change. And I'll get Bill back to the shed, and Henry should be out here spraying very shortly to get in front of the boys. I definitely didn't need to get up as early as I did. It's currently 10 past 8 and we're still probably 40 minutes to an hour off needing to fill the barley, which is alright, at least it's all done. But what we are going to do, Levi's just about to pull up and we're going to do a calibration on the urea because that ran short on George last night, and if we leave it then yeah, we're going to have to fill him with urea, let him go for a little bit and then fill him with barley. As it is, we still might need to do that, but we'll just do a calibration now so it's all sorted. It's going to be going heavy, but how heavy I'm not sure. So we will see what rate that is going out at. Oh, 16.5, that's going very heavy. Alright. Okay, so that's going very heavy. It was meant to come out at 10.134. It came out at 15.2. So that is 49.99% heavy. Not ideal at all. It's one thing about this bin. We have calibrations just get way out of line for some reason, and I don't know why. Always happens. Yeah, it'd be nice to have the Borgo bin that has the scales on it, so it's always calibrating as it's going, just like what the spreader is. But yeah, anyway, this is what we've got. This is what we deal with. Just got to, like what we're doing now, got to maintain and just do our checks, calibrate when we think it's out. And just like that, we're already sorted. You can close the lid up there, Levi. Perfect. Just a shame it was so far out. Right, hopefully that means that the urea will now run out at the same time as the barley, and I'm not having to do a fill for the urea, let him run out and then run the barley out, then do a fill for barley. Got a feeling that that's what I am going to end up doing, but oh well, anyway. And something you would have noticed on that drone footage just before was the if you look on the straights where they were going, you can see that it was all starting to pile up and it looks a bit messy, and then you can see when he's going on the angle there, it was just, yeah, there's no straw piles, no nothing. It's yeah, it's nice and easy for the boys to get through, so you can see why I've decided to switch and go on the angle, just so that we can have our 24-hour shifts going and we're not getting any blocks. Levi is run out of seed, so he's just transporting up now, and we'll fill him up here. I can't drive down to where he is because I got spaded country both sides. That thing basically gets bogged on a wet road, so no chance of me getting through, so he's going to come up here. We'll fill, and yeah, thankfully calibrating that urea meant that it was obviously lasting longer, so we didn't have to do a urea fill first, which is good. So yeah, we'll fill him with seed, also urea and Agstar, and send him on his way. And Henry's in the new paddock already doing the outside laps in there, so once Levi's finished here, which will be probably around lunchtime-ish, he'll be jumping in there, getting the outside laps done, and then we got some trees and the rock down there that he'll be working around. So we'll get all that done, ready for George for tonight. He'll have a yeah, have a good night. So we're nice and empty in there. So we just chuck that on top, and that'll be all good. So I've got the rods and all nice and full in there, and yeah, we'll have Levi underway in no time. The other thing I did was I cut a bit off this spout. It was too long, and when you're not careful, it starts to block. So yeah, just easier just to cut it off. I do have to go and get those metal tyres for the bottom just to make sure that it's all good. Doesn't start peeling away, but yeah, at least I've cut down and it's made it a lot better now for filling. Just going to be giving the chains a bit of chain lube just to keep them all fresh. Good old Barley, it doesn't like to go out very fast, as you can see. Slowest part of the whole operation is Barley. That took basically an hour to fill, which is a pain, but the variety change is done. He's all full, ready to roll. I'm going to go get this full, ready for whenever the next fill will be, which will be a while because he's got maybe 40 hectares left in this piece. And he's going to the new paddock, so he's got 3 outside laps to do in there, which will be slow, and then he's going to be going around all the trees and stuff. So yeah, he's going to have some fun time for the rest of his shift. While he's all full and ready to roll for when Levi needs a fill, which will be late afternoon at my guess. I also need to chuck in the wire tie things in there so I can do that on my next fill. Also need to restock the guys grease in the grease gun and grease cartridges in there because it's empty. And when I do that, I might steal the grease gun myself and give Wally a bit of a grease as well. But first, I'm going to go and grab Bill and then take that out and go and grab my ute and bring that all back here. The other thing I need to do is, because Bill is always getting dragged around, it's getting mighty dirty. So I reckon I'll pull this around to the wash down bay and give it a wash, and I'll do mine as well. We typically don't wash things when people are on night shift because the engine's on that side and they can hear it, but George keeps on telling me that he can't hear anything and he sleeps like a rock, so yeah, we'll see if he wakes up to it or not. We've finally moved paddock. Where he's starting is very compacted, so that's why you can hear chattering when I'm about to show you the bar. This is where we had the bags last year, so lots of chaser driving and all that, so the ground here is very hard and compacted, so I shall leave Levi to that. I'll see if I can show an agri track if the reflection's not going to get in the way where we're at. So Levi is obviously starting here. He's going to do his 3 laps around, and then what he's going to do is come over here. This is where the rock is, so he's going to go around all these trees and a dam there, just so that George has got a nice night tonight. I thought that they would have been in here. The time is currently 1:45, and I thought they would have been in here at like 9:30, 10. But my estimation was wrong, so yeah, that's just due to George having the rocks last night and having to go slow, and the angle of approach that we're now changing on. It's not efficient, but it's efficient for getting through the stubble. So yeah, we're behind schedule, but that's all right. We'll get as much as we can done tonight or today before George jumps on tonight. So it's all smooth sailing for him. I'm just driving over the paddock we just finished, just checking for mice populations again. I haven't spotted a mouse, but I have spotted a quail. Now you guys will not be able to see him because of how camouflaged he is. He's just there. When I open my door, he's going to go flying. Let's see how close we can get. Oh, there you go, there was two. So like I said, I was driving over the paddock just to see mice activity. Henry, in the new paddock we're going to, was saying that he could see quite a few mouse holes. So that's only just been seeded, last night. So they may not have had a chance to come out of their hole yet and clear it. So we will. I'll have to ask George on night shift what he's seeing at night. But yeah, I'll come out in a couple of days and just do another pass across the paddocks and just have a look and see where they're at. Levi is cranking along. He's nearly done 1.5 laps now, so he's got that to go on with. And I think Henry is he's out doing the knockdown for us. Yeah, it's all going here at the moment. So I've just had Levi call up on the tractor. It's getting a low fuel pressure warning. I've just hooked onto the service trailer because I need the air compressor. This is a common occurrence with this tractor. We've got to take out the mesh filter, just give that a bit of a clean, and then typically what it is there's obviously something in the bottom of the tank, or something that just draws into the pipe and slows it down. So we just blow it back and clean it out, and typically after doing that she's right as rain and ready to roll. Righto, so what it is this filter in here tends to block up on us, and also the pickup line inside the tank just seems to get blocked up. So I'll drain the bowl, pull the filter out, just give that a bit of a blast, and then I'll take this hose off here and then blast some air back into the system to get whatever's out. And then also while I'm here, I noticed that the radiator is very blocked, and that's just from because the guys are going on the angle, it's stirring up all the mats tend to stir up the chaff, and also on the wheels. So I'll just give that a bit of a blast with my my gun here, and hopefully we'll have him going in no time. So that's our filter there. I'll just give it a little bit of a blow as much as I can to sort of get some of the stuff that's, you might be able to see there's a bit of black stuff in there compared to the clean side. So sort of give that a blow, then take this off and give that a blast. GoPro decided it wanted to freeze up on me. Anyway, we got this off, blew that out, and then we've got all our taps back on. So that should hopefully work now. Got to give this a blowout, and Levi's just giving the air filter while we're stopped a bit of a blowout as well. Righto, Levi is underway again. He's got a clean fuel filter, clean fuel line, clean radiator and a clean air filter. So the reason we stopped was for the fuel, but we saw the other problems over there and we did it while we were there, and that's all just caused, like I said, from going on the angle, we just stir up so much more chaff and dust. But it's all good. That tractor's going to be running a lot smoother now, which is nice. So he's got one more outside lap to go, and then I'll get him on the around the rock and all those trees, and hopefully we'll get most of that done before George comes on the night shift. It is the day for calibrations to be out, I reckon. Levi has got, he says the computer reckons it's got about 1600 kilos left on board, but the camera says otherwise. So he's obviously going heavier on the barley. So we'll go out, we'll do a fill, and then we'll also do a calibration on it, and yeah, see how far out we are. Hopefully not too far, but we've got plenty of barley, so it shan't be an issue. Just annoying that this bin keeps doing this, but yeah, what can you do? What that does is just means that it doesn't rip out on us anymore. And it's going to be secure now for the long term. Rightio. Let's check our barley. Yep. So it's meant to be, I think, over a ton in there, and there's obviously not that. So could be. The cal is most likely out, but also because we did a variety change, we didn't probably get this as full as what it normally is, but my guess is we're probably going a bit high on our barley. So we'll finish off our fill like normal. Levi's doing his tricks, and then he'll grease the bag, and then yeah, we'll do a cal, and just make sure it's all going out alright, especially with George going on the night shift. Don't want him waking me up at 1 o'clock in the morning saying that he's run out of barley way too early. Rightio, that hour-long fill is done, and now we're just calibrating the barley now, and we'll see how far off it is. Okay, so we were meant to be going out at 10.58, and that came out at 12.25, which is 15% high. Not ideal. So Levi is going to transport now up to where all those trees are. I showed you guys earlier on AgriTrack, just up there. It's a lot of fiddly stuff driving around, and we're running out of daylight. Our time is currently 5:15, so George will be on soon, and unfortunately he's going to be going around that stuff. Nothing we can do, it's just how the day's worked out. It's not ideal. What I thought I would show you, see as over here, I've talked about how I've got weather stations on the farm, but I don't think I've shown you. So that's what the weather stations look like. Does our rain, does temp, wind, humidity, direction of wind obviously. There's the soil probe, so that's just soil temperature. Yeah, it's a handy little tool to have. It means we've got real-time weather data, especially wind. Like now you can probably tell it's a bit windy. It's great for Henry when he's spraying, it's just ideal. So we've got one here and we've got one at the other block. Yeah, handy tool to have. Now that I'm a bit closer, I'm driving past them. These are the trees that he's going to be going around. There's a dam over there as well, and up here that's the Brook. So if you guys watched the smudging video or the video before the smudging video, that's where we went to go and get that bar, and yeah, that's out there. So Levi's got a bit of fitness stuff to do with now. Hopefully he can get a fair bit of it done before George comes on. But I reckon George will be doing shift change right about here, out there, and he'll have to finish it off, then finish the outside lap off, and then he'll be on his runs. Oh well guys, I'm just pulling in for filling this thing back up. So yeah, I'll fill this up, and we might do a fillet shift change. I'm not sure, it just depends on how many hectares Levi's done going around those trees. I'm going to imagine it's not a huge amount. So yeah, I reckon what I'll do is I'll leave the video here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.